Scary news this Halloween. Inflation impacts the cost of candy. We'll tell you how much. And we've got your trick-or-treating forecast. Plus, see the new poll numbers just out today for the governor's race. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Jayden Brannon.
And I'm Summer Miller. We begin tonight with what else? Halloween. Trick-or-treating is underway at the National Weather Center on South Campus.
And our weather team also has your Halloween forecast. Let's check in with Colton Williams. Colton?
Hey, that's right. Yes, guys, we are live from the National Weather Center here on South Campus. Hey, we've got Halloween festivities going on. Trick-or-treating is underway here as folks are getting out now as they get underway on their Halloween evening. Got the remainder of the Wizard of Oz crew. This is your senior weather team with me this evening. Everybody dressed up as the Wizard of Oz here, handing out candy. Again, live at the National Weather Center. Let's go to the weather computer now, talk about your evening forecast for your Halloween festivities this evening. Right now, temperatures hanging out in the middle to upper 70s going on. Overall, a beautiful Halloween evening. We have seen many Halloween evenings much cooler than this throughout the years. And hey, for your trick-or-treat forecast, it really couldn't get much better than this. 6:30 sunset will be in the 70s for your 6 o'clock hour. By 8 o'clock in the lower 60s, hanging out in the middle to upper 50s by 10 o'clock. A nice southerly breeze, not a cloud in the sky, so a great evening to get out and do some trick-or-treating. As we head into tomorrow, we will be hanging out in the middle to upper 70s. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Overall, a really great day to kick off the month of November here across Oklahoma. Again, headed into tomorrow. All right, coming up, Catherine Liberta, otherwise known as Dorothy, going to have your full forecast, your Halloween forecast. Plus, we're forecasting a nice round of rain and maybe a chance of severe weather coming up. She's going to have all that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Colton. Here's a scary fact. Candy prices are up from last year. Those giving out the treats tonight will have to spend much more. OU Nightly's Dana Searles is live to tell us why you might see more tricks than treats this Halloween.
Yeah, guys, as you go out and get that last-minute candy for trick-or-treaters tonight that are going to be walking up to fun houses looking just like this one, expect to see some higher prices. With it being holiday season in full swing, we're seeing how inflation is directly affecting our holiday festivities. Candy prices are up.
I ended up having to spend like $9 to $11 per bag, and I only got 2, but like I don't think I've ever spent over $10 for a bag of candy.
The National Retail Federation says consumers are expected to spend around $3.1 billion on Halloween candy this year, returning to pre-pandemic spending levels.
I got mine like very end of September because I thought if I got it early it would make a difference. I don't think it did.
And people are seeing the differences from past years.
2 years ago I did the same thing and it was significantly less. Like it's gradually going up for sure.
I just kind of threw it in with my groceries like it was nothing, like just something small you grab because it was like $5 or $7. Like it was not as much as it was.
One reason for this is because flour and sugar prices are up, leading to increases in production costs for candy.
And they were extremely expensive. I was kind of shocked whenever I picked it up. I was expecting it to be a lot less.
And forcing people to rethink their decisions about what they buy.
I like searched for cheaper right away. I was like, what's the cheapest bag? And then out of the cheaper bags, I decided what candy I would actually eat and what a lot of people liked.
Candy prices are up more than 13% from last year, according to the Labor Department, which is the largest ever yearly jump for candy. So, like I said, you are going to be seeing some of those higher prices as you go out and get that last-minute candy. Reporting live, Dana Searles, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Dana. And with just 1 week to go, there are new poll numbers tonight concerning the race for governor. OU Nightly's Romelo Woodfork is live in the newsroom tonight. Romelo, who's in the lead according to this poll?
Well, Jayden, right now, it's Hoffmeister. According to the poll conducted by Send Action, the new polling data shows the Oklahoma governor race is now tighter than ever. The national consulting firm's poll places State Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister at 48% and Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt at 45%, reporting that 6% of voters say they are undecided. This means Stitt has gained 3 points while Hoffmeister has lost 1. Both candidates have campaign appearances scheduled for this week. Now, Election Day is next Tuesday, November 8th. Live in the newsroom, Romelo Woodfork, OU Nightly.
With midterms just 1 week away, candidates are determined to get young people registered into the polls. OU Nightly's Amaya Ward spoke with candidate Kendra Horn and young voters about the impact of voting this election cycle.
Oklahoma's population is becoming younger and more diverse, a fact that once helped propel Democrat Kendra Horn to victory in a traditionally Republican House district.
I'm looking forward to surprising a whole lot of people on November 8th, just like we did in 2018.
Here we are 4 years later, and the city's changing demographics are still a big part of her story, all thanks to Generation Z.
There is such a women's rights issue going on in the state of Oklahoma. They're being threatened, and I think I'm really passionate about that as a young woman, and as a student, it is critical right now.
Gen Z, the nation's youngest voters, has quickly become the most sought-after group of voters today.
My message to Gen Z is that make sure you show up and make your voices heard at the ballot box, because that is the most effective way to create change.
Nearly a quarter of Gen Z voters are undecided, but still young voters like Jacayla Compton know exactly what to look for in a candidate.
I'm just looking for somebody to be honest, be real. We're all messy people. We all have messy lives, but it's how you come out of that mess and how you represent for others and yourself as well. That's what I look for.
Topics like reproduction rights are motivating Gen Zers to vote. However, Horn's competitor Mark Wayne Mullen fully supports a federal ban on abortion. Election day is just 8 days away. Amaya Ward, OU Nightly.
Both candidates are hoping to fill the seat of retiring U.S. Senator Jim Inhofe.
And there's new information tonight about the attack on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband. OU Nightly's Carolynn has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Nancy Pelosi's husband is now speaking to the FBI after being attacked at their California home. Today, the alleged attacker, David DePepe, was charged with federal crimes of assault and attempted kidnapping. Just days ahead of the midterm elections, the safety of government officials is also in question. Former President Donald Trump does not want his tax returns released. Today, his legal team is filing an emergency request with the Supreme Court. You might remember the Federal Appeals Court did allow for Trump's returns to be disclosed. The Supreme Court justices are considering whether to review to lower the court's ruling. Happening in South Korea, at least 150 people are dead following a Halloween celebration turned stampede. Officials say tens of thousands of people were crushed when party goers packed tightly into narrow streets. On top of the death count, another 76 people are injured. Out of the 155 people who died in Seoul, 2 were U.S. citizens, both students at different universities studying abroad. Jayden Summers, back to you.
Thanks, Carolyn. Halloween spending is on the rise, and there may be one age group taking the cake. Stick around to see what generation is spending the most for their spooky celebrations.
And make sure to stay in costume for dinner tonight. It could save you a few bucks. Halloween deals are coming up and money matters.
Check out a few jack-o'-lanterns made by our OU Nightly crew.
Inflation is actually increasing sales at a popular fast food chain. Olivia Dake has more in Money Matters. Olivia?
That's right, summer grocery prices are up 13%, so many are turning into the drive-thru at McDonald's to save a buck on a Happy Meal. The chain reported their sales are up more than 6% and say customers are there to save money. But they're still raising their prices. You can't find your dollar soda at McDonald's any longer. But inflation isn't spooking consumers too much. Halloween spending is breaking records this year. The National Retail Federation says people will spend $10.6 billion. That's more than any other year. But the group that's spending the most? Gen Z, especially on costumes. But I know everyone loves a good deal, so let me tell you about some Halloween specials. Before your festivities tonight, head to Chipotle in costume for a $6 entree or burrito. If you've got a sweet tooth, Krispy Kreme will give you a free donut if you wear your costume. And Sonic has 50-cent corn dogs today. And speaking of dogs, 1 in 5 people will dress up their pets this year. The National Retail Federation says pet spending will reach $710 million this Halloween. Summer, Jayden, any chance you guys are dressing up your pets today?
As much as I would love to add to my dog's wardrobe, I'm not sure it's in the budget this year.
Yeah, I don't think I can contribute to that $710 million, not for me at least. But a ghostly tradition is back on campus. Coming up, we have more on how you can visit OU's most haunted buildings, the perfect story for this Halloween.
And trick-or-treaters are at the National Weather Center. Our weather team will have a look at what's coming up for our Halloween forecast and beyond.
Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. We are definitely not in the studio anymore. We're here at the National Weather Center bringing you your special OU Nightly Halloween forecast. Let's get right into it. We're going to start off by taking a look at our drought conditions. We are currently still sitting in a drought that is just devastating the state of Oklahoma. We are just about 10 inches under where we should be for this time of year. Now, we are going to have some relief move in later this week, but hopefully, we'll get into that in just a few seconds, but for right now, let's look at our current temperatures. Right now in the state of Oklahoma, we are seeing those temperatures in the mid-70s across the state. Now, looking at our temperatures tonight, we are going to be seeing, we have some technical difficulties, but for our night tonight, it is going to be a beautiful night for that trick-or-treating, so get outside. We're going to have a seasonal overnight, not too cold. And then as we look at our day for tomorrow, we are going to see those temperatures climb back up into the mid-70s by the afternoon, and we're going to have some partly cloudy skies, so it's going to be a beautiful day for you. Now, for the rest of our week, we are going to continue to stay above average before we have a strong cold front that is going to make its way into our area Friday and into Saturday. And then those temperatures are going to jump back up above average next week. Now, let's break down that air mass forecast for you. So we are going to start off the rest of this week very seasonal. We're going to have those warmer temperatures, and then, like I said, here's this big cold front that's going to make its way into our area and bring lots of heavy rain and strong storms. Now, with these storms, we do have a chance for severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk for Thursday for the western part of the state, and then Friday we are going to see that severe weather zone move east towards us here in the metro area, and the biggest risk with these storms is going to be our rainfall. We are going to see very, very heavy amounts of rainfall across the entire state with over 3 inches here in Oklahoma City. Now, looking at our 7-day forecast, like I said, beautiful temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we have that strong cold front move through Friday and into Saturday, and those storms are going to clear out next week. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Catherine. And on this Halloween, we've got the perfect way to check out campus. After a 2-year break due to the pandemic, the OU Ghost Tours are back. Tour guide Chad Kowitsky just took over the tours from the founding professor, and he says he's excited about it.
I think a lot of people come to OU and wonder, like, wait, this is a really old campus. I wonder if there's stories or things that go along here. All of a sudden, I've been given the opportunity to really show people what it looks like to know the history of OU and to know the stories that come along with that.
You can find more information on the OU Ghost Tours Instagram page.
It was a good weekend for Sooner sports. Our sports team will show you plenty of thrilling finishes coming up in just a few.
OU Nightly's Zoe Watson has more. Zoe?
Soccer had a fight to the finish. OU golf had a great time in Hawaii, and OU football had their own trick-or-treat on Saturday against the Iowa State Cyclones. A trick play and a treat win. I'll have more in sports. Hello, I'm Zoe Walton, and the Sooners scared off the Cyclones this Halloween weekend. OU started off the day by pulling some trick plays, a fake field goal touchdown by Zach Schmidt, and a holder, Michael Turk. The Turk was treated to the Big 12 Specialist of the Week. Our Stone Weber has more on the game.
The Sooners advanced to 5-3 and are just one win shy of bowl eligibility after defeating the Iowa State Cyclones 27-13 on Saturday. Early in the second quarter, with the game tied 3-3, the Sooners faked a field goal and punter Michael Turk flipped it to kicker Zach Schmidt for the touchdown. Michael Turk had a day of his own, pinning the Cyclones back within the 10-yard line twice. On the defensive side of the ball, the Sooners had 3 interceptions and allowed just 1 touchdown. Cornerback Woody Washington, who had one of those interceptions, touched on what a defensive performance like this means for the unit going forward.
I think it's a huge building block. For us to come out and play this well against a good Iowa State team, we heard all week about their defense, and offense did a great job of getting a few scores, and we did a great job in the kicking game. I think it's going to be a great spark for us.
The Sooners host the Baylor Bears next Saturday, looking for their second 3-game winning streak of the season. From Jack Trice Stadium, Stone Weber, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Stone. OU football now turns their attention to the Baylor Bears. Kickoff was announced for 2 p.m. on Saturday in Norman and will be broadcasted on ESPN+. OU offensive coordinator Jeff Levy is ready for a scare from the Baylor defense.
They're big, they're long, they've got really good energy about them. They're playing with a ton of toughness right now, so that's what jumps off the tape. You know, we're going to have to go take it. They're not going to give us anything on Saturday afternoon, so that's going to be the plan.
And 6th seed Oklahoma is heading to the Big 12 semifinals. Freshman Michelle Pack scored the only goal with only 9 seconds remaining to take the win over Texas Tech. This is their first win at a Big 12 championship since 2016. The Sooners are set to face number 2 seed TCU on Thursday at 7 p.m. And men's golf has returned to their prime form, winning the Kaanapali Classic by 12 strokes on Sunday. Jay Summey, Jake Holbrook, and Drew Goodman tied for 5th place in the 54-hole tournament. OU will take a few months off, but will be back at the Puerto Rico Classic in February to defend their title. A 5-set battle between Oklahoma and Kansas ended in a Sooner victory. OU sealed the deal in the final set 16-14 and extended overall series 55-42 over the Jayhawks. Oklahoma heads to Morgantown to face the West Virginia Mountaineers on Saturday. Last time the Sooners faced the Mountaineers, it was a Sooner sweep all 3 sets. Jayden, Summer.
Thanks, Zoe. And one campus organization is really getting into the Halloween spirit, and they're needing your help. The OU Food Pantry has an online costume contest happening right now.
We'll be back with what you can do to help them out.
But first, a look at some Halloween costumes from over the weekend.
I'm Corey Taylor at the OU Nightly Update Desk. We have new details in a murder-suicide investigation in Broken Arrow. Police confirm Brian and Brittany Nelson are suspects in the death of their 6 children. They were all found in a house fire last Thursday. The bodies of the parents were found in the front of the home while the children were found in the back. Investigators say that's where the fire started. Police say the children didn't die from the fire and the investigation remains in its early stages. Summer, Jayden?
Thanks, Coy. And one campus organization has gotten into the Halloween spirit today.
They need your help on who had the best costume this year. Take a look. OU's Food Pantry is hosting a costume contest for students.
One winner and voter will be chosen to go to lunch with OU Food Pantry coordinator Matt Marks, and man, are they pretty lucky.
To cast your vote, visit Instagram and comment who you think is best.
And now trick-or-treating weather is beginning to approach. I wonder what it's going to look like.
I think it's a beautiful evening to go out and get some candy, but parents, you're probably going to want to bring that sweater for your kid. Let's check in with the weather team to see what they've got for us.
Yeah, that's right. We are here at the National Weather Center with our senior weather team. We're going to take one last look at our trick-or-treat forecast. If you're heading out tonight, we are going to see those temperatures in those 60 degrees with some pretty warm temperatures compared to where we were the last couple of years. So it's going to be a beautiful night. Get outside, go trick-or-treating, have so much fun celebrating the holiday. From the National Weather Center, this has been your OU Nightly Senior Weather Team. Back to you guys.
Thanks for joining us for our spooky edition of OU Nightly. Be sure to tune in weekdays live at 4:30.
Have fun and be safe out there tonight. Good night.